Well, we are excited this morning to bring to you chapter number 30 in the book that we are following along with, Little Things Matter by Todd Smith. And what a great book this is. And even if you do not have this book, and that's okay, you can still follow along with us every day. And by now, we're really hoping that you have made these wake-up calls a part of your daily ritual. And it's become a habit now just to dial in and listen to the wake-up calls. So we want to thank you for joining today, the day after Christmas. And let's sit back and get into chapter number 30, which is build an strong online reputation. Now, I will say before I read this chapter that this book was written in 2010, and so it is absolutely fascinating how far technology has come and being online from 2010 just until 2023. So a lot of these things might seem a little bit obsolete, but we're going to try to cover that as we're reading this. And so let's just dive in here. It says a significant component to your overall brand, how the world sees you, so your character, habits, speech, choices, and decisions, is your online presence. In today's highly networked and technological world, you can be assured that every potential employer or business partner, prospective client, or college admissions officer will search the Internet to learn as much as they can about you. It's even likely that someone will check you out before asking you for a date. What they find influences their opinion and can either close doors or open up new opportunities. And I just want to pause here a second and say, I believe this to be 100,000,000% true. People are going to now be able to go online, and they're going to be able to look you up, and they're going to be able to see what you're all about. So the question becomes, what am I showing other people who I am? And it's something Jamie and I laugh about, and we say, man, we are so glad that there was not such a thing as social media in our younger years because we did some kind of crazy things. As I think maybe there might be a few of us on here that's probably shaking your head as well, but it's also something that we're very adamant about. Our son James, he turned 18 last year, and he had never been on any kind of social media, and because he was starting his own business, you know, we encouraged him and we sat down and talked to him about it's probably time to, you know, think about this and pray about this and what's going to be our decision, what's going to be your decision for this. And going through, you know, how to use social media correctly, what's the right way, why are we on here, and really just helping him brand himself, so to speak. So that leads into 10 ways to enhance your online brand. Number 1, create a personal website. You can control what people find when searching your name, or you can leave it up to the search engines. If you don't currently have one, I suggest creating a simple one-page website. In 1999, I made the decision to take control of my online brand. When I set up mine at toddsmith.net, you can register your name for a small fee and use a free template to create your website. Number 2, join Facebook. According to Facebook's own statistics, Facebook.com, the social networking site has more than 500 million actors, of which 50% log on in any given day. Now, that number has changed drastically because as of today, it's 2.8 billion with a B active users. That is shocking. So Facebook offers more opportunities for networking and building relationships than any other website. If you want to promote a business, blog, or nonprofit organization, you can create an official page in addition to your individual profile. Facebook is a powerful way to connect with people and enhance your online brand if you choose it wisely, if you use it wisely. Number 3, create a LinkedIn profile. More than 75 million professionals in over 200 countries use LinkedIn, LinkedIn.com, to make connections and exchange information, ideas, and opportunities. If you are a professional who does not have a LinkedIn profile, you run the risk of appearing out of touch. Number 4, consider Twitter. Depending on your line of work, you may want to consider opening a Twitter account. Take a look at what your competitors are doing on this social networking site to determine if it makes sense for you to tweet. Number 5, complete your profiles. When you set up an account with any social media or professional networking site, take the time to complete your profile. Having an incomplete profile will likely make a negative impression. Even worse, you are missing an opportunity to market yourself. Number 6, select appropriate photos. Every photo you post on a website, including your Facebook profile picture, is how the world will see you. Make sure all photos accurately depict how you want to brand yourself. Unless you want to be seen as someone who parties all the time, get rid of the photos that paint you in that light. Number 7, use discretion when promoting your business. If you own your own business and want to promote it using social media, learning the proper protocol first. Now, he goes on to say, let me strongly discourage you from promoting any business through your personal Facebook page, but I know that in today's world, everyone is using Facebook to do that, and we believe that that is a really positive thing, and Jamie's going to go over that. There's just a wrong and a right way to do that. Number 8, think before you write. We generally don't need to be reminded to think before we speak, but far too often I find that people don't think before they write. Be conscious of the words you use when you post or make a comment on websites, blogs, or forums. Avoid using inappropriate language, texting language, or slang. Since every item of information on the Internet is archived or cached, anything you post today has the potential to be seen by others 10 years from now. And number 9, evaluate groups and fan pages. Keep in mind that the groups you join are the social media sites on which you become a fan. Tell the world what's important to you. In most cases, even if I am not a friend or connected with people, I can still see which groups they follow. Number 10, Google yourself. As you create your personal brand on a variety of citing networks and other platforms, your name will begin to pop up on search engines and social networks. Google yourself and determine if the chatter is positive or negative. Consider setting up a Google alert for your name that can help you monitor your brand. Using Google Alert, you will be notified when your name appears on a website or a blog. And then he goes on to challenge us all. He says, I strongly suggest that you evaluate your online brand. Take 30 minutes and study the websites and social networking sites where you already have a presence. Consider what kind of impression you are creating. Are your profiles complete? Where else could you or your business be visible? Above all, if you're going to have a presence on any website, demonstrate pride in who you are and how you are portrayed. Your personal and professional success is greatly influenced by the impressions you make on others, both online and offline. So, Jamie, what do you have to say about this chapter today?
All right. So, gosh, I think so much when you look at kind of your overall brand in yourself, there's so much about it. I think social media, your online presence. We live in a social media world, but it's just a gamut of little things. I mean, it's just so many little things. It's what you do. It's what you don't do. You know, I think but it all starts with kind of how he started this chapter, and it was the kind of the words, your overall brand. And so when someone goes to, say, your social media or one of those things, I think, you know, having your own website, you know, I mean, really people use social media so much nowadays. It's just the way to network to people with kind of billions of people using it. But what's your overall brand? And so if I think it's a real simple thing in what we do, you know, and really when I met somebody the other day, and I kind of say, hey, are you on social media? And they said, yeah, and I went there and I checked it out, and it kind of just, it's a real quick snapshot. It's kind of like today's business card of who you are. And, you know, if you look at your social media from an objective standpoint, you know, not from you know, you got to step back and say, if someone didn't know me and they didn't know anything about me, but they went to my social media and they checked out kind of the last handful of posts, you know, what are you genuinely about? And it's so incredible, and we could spend all day talking about all of the little things that go into that. You know, authenticity, right? There's so many things. You can be spammy and white noisy. You know, you attract what you are. So it's. I think in today's world, you might say, "Gosh, I'm not really sure where to start." Well, one thing you can do is start with kind of realizing there's a lot of really bad examples out there. I mean, drama, right? There's, consistency in not just, having a presence, but consistency in your message. It's so amazing. A lot of times, you'll hear someone say, gosh, this is who I am, and kind of a upstanding person, or they're kind of in a position, and then they go to social media and they just kind of throw out garbage, right? Or just hateful things they comment, or drama. There's so many things, and all of that goes into that, right? Completing your profiles, as he said. Having a profile picture. I mean, I look back on my first social media profile picture, and it was too small, and it was like down in the corner, and so it's doing things, and then kind of figuring them out, making sure that you're kind of doing things right. It doesn't mean fake, right? I know in today's world we have filters and all those things, and social media can become a false world, and that's not what that's about. It's really genuinely being authentic, and just, I think, it's a simple thing in life. Tell the truth and be yourself. We all have problems, right? And I think many times people, I guess one rule would be, if you have a problem, you should just take it straight to social media. That'll fix everything, right? You get everybody to kind of jump on board. But that's today's world. But that's not what to do. That's a little wrong thing to do. We all have problems, but that's not the place to take it, right? And there's so much about that you can just look and say, gosh, what do I do in today's kind of world where there's drama, where there's kind of craziness, where people are very offended, and offense is only taken, it's not given. So there's so much about that. But what can I do to just look different, right? And so I think when you look at across the board of the social media and all that, when you're branding yourself, and I think what are you really about? What are some positive things that you're about? And then, go out and be that consistently and watch how it works. And sometimes people will say, well, gosh, I remember when we got James on, and he said, well, nobody's really going to kind of care about those things. And, but people are always watching, right? People love to watch a good story, and they love to watch kind of fun, authentic, and they love to watch people, right? We're drawn to movies where people chase their dreams. And so when you're chasing your dream, right, and you're doing things, you don't have to be successful yet to be chasing a dream. But when people are chasing their dreams, you look completely different. It's not very hard to look different in today's world of social media, because there's so much drama and nonsense, and people just do it so incredibly wrong. But it's also what you don't do. So you might say, gosh, like James, nobody's going to care. And you know what, though, the thing is, it's also not just what you do, it's the things you don't do. So many times you can go to someone's kind of social media and it's like, wow, they don't have a presence. Their last post was kind of 6 months ago, or, they're not, not there. They're not established there. And that can be also, when you're talking about branding yourself, when we look at this, he's speaking kind of from, a business standpoint is how he's, looking at it. But, there's so much that can be done in a positive way if you just will utilize it right. So many times, people will kind of start to follow those things, and you can have an influence in social media, and you can have it in a good or bad way. But the thing that I would say is really this. What you put out there is very, very important. But then if you're putting things out there that don't line up with who you are when people meet you, that are not authentic, that aren't consistent with your character, with who you are as a human being, people will see through that very, very quickly. Filters and all that stuff, like, all of those things are fake, and they're going to be okay until folks meet you. But obviously this is talking about setting up, branding yourself, your overall brand. What are you about? It's kind of like today's version of a business card. That's what I think. And so, in it, there's like a million things you can do. There's kind of, so many different trainings and things that can walk you through that. But I think a simple rule of thumb is just really be authentic, be yourself, tell the truth, stay away from drama. Don't engage in the nonsense, right? You can. It's always a one-sided narrative, and you just it's not even worth getting into it. You just let drama attract drama and let it go away. And then just being consistent in putting together those things that you are about and what's important to you, right? For us, I know I'll speak for myself. It's my family, right? It's God, and it's being healthy, working out for to be around for my kids and for of course my very best friend and my wife, who I'm going to hand it back to now so she can finish up.
Well, thank you, Jamie. Absolutely love your perspective on that chapter. And that is a wrap for today, the day after Christmas. And we thank you very much for joining us this morning. And we hope you will continue to join us over the next couple of months here, three months or so, as we're going to cover 100 chapters in the book, The Little Things Matter. And don't forget, we're here Monday through Friday at 8:15 Central Time, and we hope that you are gaining a lot of wisdom from all of these chapters just like we are. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you in the morning. God bless you. Thank you.
All right. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas. Have a safe New Year's. God bless you all. Love you all.
Bye-bye now.